Hi, my loves, and welcome to AMLOVE. Consider this your soul's wake-up call. I am your host, Asia Monet, also known as the AMLOVE Oracle. And today we will be discussing twin soul ascension. Your divine union is loading, says Spirit. Now, for many of you who follow me, this may be different from the usual contents. So I urge you, if it doesn't resonate, just let it fly. Bless. But I've been called to speak about divine unions that are coming into play. Spirit says that this is the season and this is the time. You will know if this is your message, if it resonates with you. This is not for everyone. So let's get into it. For one, Spirit says the Twin Flame Collective, who have been doing the work, growing through the work. It's been a lot of trials and tribulations. It's been hard life lessons. It has been painful, to say the least. But for my audience, we have made it to the other side, right? And hopefully this video is serving as confirmation that you have arrived. I'm hearing Spirit say the Twin Flame Collective have moved from twin flame to twin soul, mirror soul vibration. And when I hear that, I feel like it's like not just connecting based on the passion, right, of the twin flame connection, which the passion seems to kind of like override anything else. It's moving from that to maturing to the actual twin flame, twin souls mirroring their experience and their understanding on this journey. That's what I'm hearing. I hope that blessed someone. I'm hearing in the spirit, union is occurring. Consider that your soul's wake-up call. I'm hearing that there has been a lot of tests. There has been a lot of illusions cast during this journey. And Spirit is saying, allow yourself to take the lessons of the past with you and release the hurt and the pain. If you have been doing your soul's work, you definitely been working on forgiveness. That's what I'm hearing, especially divine feminines. I'm not saying just divine feminines, but unforgiveness is something that has been holding the collective back, Spirit says, okay? That is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing to not focus on what has happened, but what God is doing in the moment, what is working out in your favor, what is bringing you joy, happiness. Yes, tap into the bliss, because twin flames, twin souls, divine counterparts, kingdom marriages, however you would like to describe it. Basically, unions brought together by the divine. These are God-ordained unions, right? And so it requires a certain amount of faith. It is a faith walk. It is also a journey of self-mastery. A lot of people don't want to hear this when we speak about coming into union. When people ask me, like, how do you navigate it? How do you become closer or one with your partner? Because this overwhelming desire to do so is there. I keep saying that this is actually a discovery of self. It is a journey, a mastery of self. I know you might be saying, how so? One thing I say, we can only meet another as deep as we've met ourselves, right? So when I say this is a journey, when I say the twin flame, the twin soul, mirror soul journey is a journey of mastery of self, it is because as the two are healing, growing, stepping into purpose, shedding, I'm hearing like karmic connections, mastering spiritual gifts. I've seen a lot of masculines awakening. Like I've witnessed the divine masculine coming into his power, coming into alignment with his higher self is actually quite exciting. This is the part of you that is without fear. This is the part of you who understands your power, who is the most connected to the divine, right? This awakening is very profound. This awakening is anchoring the union together. I feel like the divine feminines have been staying the course, holding the fort down, staying diligent about their healing, about stepping into purpose, about staying connected to the spirit teams, because the two mirror souls have came into union energy in the spirit, right? We're talking about in the 5D. There has been an activation of divine protection. You might have noticed like the protection around the two has heightened. You might have also been witnessing synchronicities. Like if you guys are in communication, which I would think if this message resonates, that you're in communication, maybe coming out of a separation, you will see that truly your counterpart is starting to mirror you on a soul level, okay? You will know if this message is for you. That would resonate. So Archangel Metatron had shown me a Merkabah light body activation happening. I seen the two within the Merkabah light body. Once again, this is contributing to the divine protection that is being activated, okay, in this season. Divine retribution. So I heard things that have been tampered with in the past, opportunities, even energy or passion or hope that may existed before, but it recently has not been. These things are returning onto you. They're being restored. You might have experienced some sort of restoration with you and your partner during the past Mercury retrograde. And if not, maybe it's coming up. Speaking of soul contracts, yes, Spirit wants me to remind you, you and your counterpart have a soul contract. There are soul contracts that are at play between the two of you. Okay? Some of these contracts are marriage contracts. Some of these contracts have to do with businesses, coming into your divine purpose and forming business, spiritual practices together. A lot of them have to do with healing the generational line, clearing out this karmic debt on your line. It is very, very profound. These, Spirit says, these connections are of the utmost importance, especially in a time such as this, to activate the light in dark times, right? To anchor in the energy of unconditional love. So, my loves, consider your journey. Consider everything that has happened. Consider everything you had to grow through, everything that you had to release, right? People, places, things, mindsets, okay? Comforts, things that are familiar. Consider all of this pruning, the spiritual pruning, to get you to your ultimate self, your highest vibration, which is to anchor unconditional love. I am reminded to speak about Corinthians, the passage on love. Please familiarize yourself with that passage. You might find yourself very surprised at what is commanded in regards to love. And it will make you review, am I being loving when dealing with my person? It's happened to me. It has quite literally happened to me. At this point in time, the two will come into union. Once they start mirroring in the spirit at their highest vibration, at their highest level. So back when I was talking about unforgiveness, okay? Unforgiveness will quite literally block your heart. And we know all things flow from the heart, right? And so when we talk about operating in our purposes, operating in our spiritual gifts, if our hearts are blocked, then we can't. At least I can't. You know what? Let me speak for myself. Let me speak for myself. When my heart is blocked and when I'm in unforgiveness, it hinders my spiritual gifts. Okay? Some of you may resonate with that. This is very important to be mindful of. And when we speak about forgiveness, it doesn't mean you have to invite the people back into your life and your existence. It means to surrender the anger onto the divine, right? Like for me, I had such like heartbreak, and I had surrendered my heartbreak to God. And in doing so, there was a great movement in my life. There was a great shifting. It allowed for space for things that the divine wanted for me to be able to enter my life. Thank you to the angels for reminding me. So they wanted me to share this story about how I was having a profound conversation with my divine masculine. And he was speaking of doors opening. That spirit had told him doors were opening. In him explaining his vision, what spirit was telling him, spirit showed me a vision. So I seen a man, a woman, and I see a woman look back, and I seen her turn into a pillar of salt. And I heard spirit say Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt. And I take this as big signs. Like, I don't take those things like lightly. So I read, it said, because of Lot's wife disobedience to God's commandments, she was turned into a pillar of salt. Now, it's a couple of things that spirit wanted me to take heed to. One was that God was delivering Lot and his wife out of sin, out of the past, out of, the dark place, which they were, right? God commanded one thing, don't look back. Now, at this point, I was dealing with unforgiveness. I was dealing with things of the past. And God had been speaking on my spirit for like a good week or so about being too much in the past, meaning like, look over the scenario, the situation. Yes, we have to address what has happened, look it over, but don't dwell and stay in that. Like, I've been getting warnings about that for about a week or so. And now here I am having this conversation and I'm shown this vision. Okay. Spirit was telling me also that Lot's wife did not get to see the promise, right? Because of her disobedience. What God brings together, no man shall tear apart, right? Now, everything happens in the spirit first. It exists in the spirit first. So a lot of these times, I can see the divine unions in the spirit. They are one. These two halves are one in the spirit, right? This is maybe even like this is before we see the physical union, marriages or commitments or whatever, so have you. It exists in the spirit first. So spirit is letting me know that that commandment, it applies to these unions. Once again, be reminded, these unions are divine unions. They are brought together by the divine. A sacred protection comes with that. Blessings come with that. So we should be diligent about protecting these unions in the spirit. And part of it is aligning to what God has said, what spirit is guiding us to, not to what the world says. That's a strong message. It's a strong warning. So all of that to say, loves, spirit, God, the divine is telling me there is a new thing happening in this season. I'm hearing to warn these couples, these unions, like warn them. There is a new thing happening. Like I said, I urge you to take the lessons of the past, heal the hurt, heal the unforgiveness, grow and learn through these past obstacles. There is transformation. There is new beginnings. There is the promise. Take these things with you because your divine union is loading. Consider this your soul's wake-up call, loves. Until next time.